Hello, Billy back here, and I'm here to talk about games and their lengths. I've heard a lot of people say that games need to be longer, which I would say it depends. Let's talk about this. I'm not going to debunk or, try to say that's not accurate, but think about it from a different standpoint for a minute. If a game has a good story and is really long, that's awesome. I love those kind of games. Like Witcher, a long story, a lot of side quests, great game, a lot to do. You were never really bored in that game. However, I've seen games that have been too long to where it almost takes away from the story a little bit, to the point to where it's like, oh my, how much time do I really need to invest to actually find out what's going on in the main story? It's like they're adding missions to make the game longer, not necessarily make it better. So here's my argument. I've just got done playing Rise Son of Rome. I've been playing Murder Soul Suspect. I'm way behind on games. I've been playing the newer stuff, but I'm going back to the older stuff, and I'm trying to bridge that gap in between. I plan on playing the original Mirror's Edge soon. Hadn't played that game yet. But my argument is, alright, if a game has a good story, does the length really matter that much? If you could tell a story in 8 hours that's good, builds characters, and really tells a good story like Rise Son of Rome, isn't that great? Compared to, say, if you drag out a game to, say, 20 hours, and the game isn't necessarily that great. It's like the story drags on, and they're adding stuff just for the sake to make the game longer. Is that better? I mean, to me, I would rather play a game that's only 8 hours long, that has a better story, than a game that's 20 hours long that has too little of a bare bones story that just tries to rush everything. I'm not saying the games don't need to be longer. It's just I myself am behind on games, and I'm doing catch up right now before Gears 4 comes out and WWE 2K17 and Final Fantasy 15, which are all going to be, there's going to be a lot to do in those games, going to be a lot of time to put into it. So my thing is, yes, I like the longer games like Rise of the Tomb Raider, Batman, but I also like games that are shorter, like Halo, where the game is 8 to 10 hours or more, however, whatever difficulty you play on, can change that. But I just think that we need to be giving credit to studios who attempt to make a good game with a good story in a shorter amount of time. So overall, do you play the games you enjoy? All I'm saying is that give some of these games a chance. Just because they don't have the longest story doesn't mean they're not one of the best stories. Telltale Games is a good example of this. And I have some people I know that, they're fans, other people aren't. Everyone teach their own. But what I'm saying is, a game like that has episodes, and it's about an hour per episode, and it's about 5 to 6 hours length, that's great. My thing is, as long as you can tell a story in the time you used, I don't care if your game is 10 hours or 70 hours. As long as it's a good story, and it's going to leave me with some good memories of playing that game and some good memorable characters, I will play it. Well, that is all for me today. You guys take care.